Hey Ann, I'm just going to run you through what happens when you send me a scan and how I go to design it, just to start to the end. So I'll just show you here. So I'm just going to import the scans from here. So this one, this is Scott's patient. Water source. Is that it? No. This one here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you can treat this page like I guess like the lab slip. You have to tell the computer what. I mean, most of it comes from you guys already. When you send the scan, all the information's here. So you got the patient name here. Dentist name, patient name, and all the instructions. 4-6, all ceramic crown, open occlusion, zirconia type, the shade, whatever else written here. And this is the chart of the teeth. So this is the one we're doing, the 4-6. So click on here. You have a choice of what you want to make. They already come pre-done when I get the scan from the Trios. But if I need to make changes, I can. So right here is a full anatomic crown. You can do coping, you can do like a wax up, mock up. You can do implants, dentures, whatever you want, pretty much. So it's already here, anatomic crown. Then you go to the material, all the different materials. You got titanium, PMMA, PEEK, 3D printing, Emacs CAD blocks, all kinds of stuff. So it's a zirconia one, and then here if you want to do a implant, and what kind of implant you want, custom abutment, screw chain, whatever else going on here too. There's a whole bunch of settings. Here is the parameters of the crown I'm going to make. So it will set the minimum thickness. These are all preset. I can change them if you want, depending on the client and the patient, the dentist, what they like. If you want more cement gap, less cement gap. Also, things like how tight do you want the contacts, how open do you want the bite, if you do want it open, by how much, how many millimeters, thickness of connectors on a bridge. It can be all custom to whatever the dentist wants, and it'll remember it too by the dentist. So just a basic overrun of this section here for the crown that you're making. So okay, this. And here, this is the antagonist. So I was going to change this to an antagonist because the Trios doesn't actually mark it as antagonist. So I'll put it as the other opposite bite. Antagonist here, just do one, okay it. And then we're good to go. We'll save it. And then here, you got all these options here. You can send to the scanner, and I can scan some extra models or whatever else. I'll bite anything else I want to do. Or I can just go straight to design. I'll go straight to design because I already got the scans, because it's a digital scan. If it was analog PBS, I have to pop the models, I have to set up all this, the dentist name, patient, all manually, the tooth, that, and then I'll have to press this part, which is the scanning, and I have to scan the stone models individually, and then scan the individual die, mesh them all together, scan the bite in, mesh them all together, and then I can start designing. So we'll go to design. So it's all here. So you've got the jaw scan, the lower jaw scan, which is the prep here, the 4-6 I'm going to be making, and this one here, antagonist. You can always you can see the top corner here where my mouse is. So these are all the different scans that will be imported here. So, and this is the feed bar. You can go in and out like this. Both, and there's a bite alignment scan as well there, just to double check if it's right. So this is an open bite. A lot of times the bite's incorrect, so I have to kind of manually adjust it or bring it up and down. But I think this is pretty good. this section here on the left here is where I can modify the scan. So I can trim it like this, give you an example. So I just drag it across here, highlight it, trim it down, just to clean things up. If there's cheek up here and it's blocking my view, I can clean it up. And if it's hard for me to see through here, I can just chop this half off because I don't really need it, really. It comes in handy when I'm making models too, just to clean up. So I just cut this off here, make it a bit easier for myself. There you go. You can do a lot of other things in this section as well. Close holes. If I have a hole here, like you didn't scan enough or whatever, I can get this and close it up, and it'll just get data from both sides and kind of just blend it in together. You can do that with a prep as well. Margins, if you're missing a part, or I can modify, smooth out a part that's maybe got like overhang or anything else like that. So it's looking pretty good. I always double check if the scans are correct and if there's any anomalies. If there are, like sometimes it doesn't stitch well, some issues, I'll just stop working on it. I'll call you or whoever sent me the case and go, hey, I see something's wrong with the scan. Do you want to go ahead with it? It might be incorrect. Or do you want to get the patient back in and rescan it? I'll also double check that the bite is correct as well. If it's really, really off, I might have to print off. I'll make these into models, print them off, and I'll hand articulate it and scanned in my bite that I've made, and then bring that scan into here, and I'll move these models around into the correct bite. I find that sometimes the bites are not correct and they're way off. If they're close, what I can do is, I'll show you here. If it's just a little bit up, what I can do is here, correct antagonist, and I can move it. I can move it freely. It's a bit hard though, because you're working on a 2D sort of thing. I rarely use it. Or I can bring it on a vertical axis down. You can go into the bite, it's there, or I can bring it up higher. Yeah, that's if I just need small adjustments, that's all. So I'll cancel that. We'll get to the designing stage. So go through with it. So right now, with this, you have to just like normal working in the lab, you go through steps. Just say 1 to 10. You have to complete the first step before you do the second step, before you do the third step. And they've sort of made that into the program as well. You can go back steps if you need to, adjust something or change something, and then you continue from there. So the first step is, just like when you're working with stone models, I mean, you trim the die and trim the model and all that kind of stuff, which is, what you do when you change this, modify clean up the scans. So we'll mark out the margin. So it's asking you here on the left here, you see down the bottom, it's a few options. So it's going to just detect. So what I'll do is I'm going to click a few points on the margin. You can see it's starting to draw it already. It's kind of guessing where the margin is. Here. It's getting close. Oh, it's pretty close there. Right. So it's guessed where it is. So right, and then from there I'll go to correct draw, and then I'll fine tune all the whole margin. Where it is. So I'm gonna move this out a bit, move that out. It's a bit messy here, but it's okay. There, and think it's there. Move this out. There, have a look. No, I don't think it's there. Move it there. I'll move this out. So it's move it out here. There. You can zoom way in. Come out, bring it out. Let's see. I'll keep it here. Bring it out here. Bring it out a bit here too. There. There. It's a bit short here. I'll bring it out here too. A bit short here. Bring it out there. Alright, that looks pretty good. So that's the whole that's the margin there. It might be, maybe I'll zoom in here. It's a bit funny here. Bring it up here. Yeah. Something's going on there a little bit. Oh no, I think it's okay. Yeah. Alright, cool. So I've marked out the margin. We'll go to next, down the bottom here. So the next part is setting the die spacer, how thick you want it. I mean, it's already pre-programmed. You can change it here as well if you want to. How far away the die space is going to be from the margin. So this light green area here, the yellow is the die spacer. A cement gap. So I've got a preform for Scotty, and I use the same settings for you, Scotty, and Steve, pretty much everyone. So 0.05 millimeters for the cement gap. Distance from the margin, it was 0.4. So obviously you don't want the cement gap all the way over the margin. You want to have to close the margin. If you do have it all the way, it's going to be a gap around the margin. It'll be open. Okay, so I'll just set a little bit in. 0.4 mils, and then the border here. So this border, when you go to mill Emax or zirconia, even wax, you can't really mill to the margin because the margin is so thin. The Emax can crack, and chip. Sorry, more like chip, especially as well as the Emax CAD because it's very brittle. The zirconia is like a chalk, so you can mill a bit better. The wax, the same. If you mill too thin, it can chip and you'll be over margins. So in the program, they allow for like a thicker margin. So you can see here, this green area is this section here, and this section here determines how far out you want a margin, how far up you want a margin, and the angle that it's going out to. So these are just settings that work for me. I don't have any issues with chipping of the margins in the zirconia. Here's a few other settings that you know, size of the burr that's going to be milling, it'll compensate for that because obviously like in sharp corners, the burr can't really get into it, so it'll compensate things like that. So that looks pretty good. So we'll go next. So what I'd like to do is I'll go back and I will choose the insertion direction. So I've got all these options here of what I want to do. I can always go back and adjust the margin line if I got it wrong. I can go back and change the crown bottoms, which is like the cement gap, things like that if I want to do that. So I'm just going to choose insertion direction. It's really important. Insertion. So this arrow here, you can see, is the insertion direction. So from the get-go, the computer chooses automatically. What I like to do is I like to just look in the closer view, and then you can see that I want to obviously minimize all the undercuts. The one here that the computer chose has got undercuts in this blue area, and it will block it out automatically, so the crown will seat down. But I'd like to choose it based on where the margins are and also based on where the adjacent teeth are. So I want to be able to like see the contacts here and here as well. For so when I seat the margin down, it's not going to get hung up on these. So if I have it like this, the insertion direction, obviously it's going to block out this side here. It's going to be good contact here, but here it's going to be terrible. So I want to choose a good one. It's like it's a balance between the undercuts here and then where the contacts here. So that one looks pretty good right there, and I'll click and you see that it'll change. Some undercuts here, a little bit. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. But I might just bring it like a little bit more, and I'll choose another there. That's better. Okay, cool. So that'll work. Okay. All right, next one. You choose a tooth. So there's heaps of different libraries you can choose from. I don't know, I've probably got like 50 or more, whatever. I just use like one or two generally because a lot of them just suck, like really, really bad shapes. Do not look like teeth and just ugly. I don't know why they've make them like that, but anyway. So this is one that I like. So this is when the computer would choose one, like a position and the size. You can always change it. So if you want it bigger, you can make it a lot bigger, you know, obviously not that big, but you can just do things like that. You can rotate it around. Just remember, I kind of want to fade in. You want to get it as sort of the similar size as where the prep is to where the margin is. You can see that's obtrusion. It's pretty close there, and the buckle is pretty close there too. Yeah, it's a good size. Then you just obviously match surrounding teeth. So it's bigger than that one, so I might try to make it smaller a little bit. I mean, you're limited to the distance, the medium and contacts, that's fixed, but this way is not fixed, so you've got some freedom here to choose. There, get the alignment right. So the center line's coming through here, it's pretty good. So what you want to do is, that's one view. You have to check all the views. So check this view. So it's a bit lower, you can bring it up a little bit. Check the view down here, make sure it's alignment. It's pretty good. Rock it in there. That's pretty good there. You can see there. And you check down here as well. This one looks pretty good. You've got the contacts there. You can adjust those later on. And also you check the bite too. Yeah, you don't have edge to edge, which is good. Don't want the cheek biting, and then also you don't want edge to edge on the lingual side, so you keep biting on the tongue as well. Scott likes his crowns way out of bite, so it's not something I really consider too much on Scott's cases. You got cross bite here going on. You've got all kinds of funky stuff going on. Open bite anterior, edge to edge here, things like that. So, and then okay, cool. We'll go to the next stage. So it'll form to the prep. So the margin area will just blend in, and this is where we start free forming. So blended here as well as joined to the prep. So this is where kind of like waxing, hand waxing. You can add, you can move, you can just make a lot of changes here. So most of the time designing is spent in this stage. Okay, so you want to check the heights here. Don't make sure the level is here. You just bring this down. You can reduce it. What I'd like to do is just get the contacts first. I know you guys like nice contacts, so I have to bring it out as much as I can. Also got to blend it in, not too much, but yeah, just spend time here. So no particular order, add, and then the purple is like smoothing out. Green is adding, just clicking around. Yeah. Smoothing out. The purple is like a kind of like a brush flame, you can say. The red is like reducing. See that, reduce like that. You can always undo it to go back. That's a good thing about digital, just go back easily. You remember all the clicks that you've done. It's pretty good. I might close up this. Might be a food trap here, but sometimes, like, you know, things like this, you close it up. Yeah, it kind of looks funny as well. So you have to just kind of, you know, just make a call, and you don't want a food trap, but you just don't want it to look like that either. Then it's hard to floss when it's like around a curve and things like that too. So there are a few things to consider. I'm going to bring this down lower, just to, you don't want, you know, one ridge higher and one ridge lower if you can help it. So that's pretty good. Blend in. That's pretty good. Yeah. And this side, the buckle side, smooth it out here, blend it from the margin, so you don't have like a massive over, you know, like, you know, something like that. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but you don't want that. Can't clean it, so it's got to smooth it out to where the margin is, so the gums like it. Yeah. Big thing is having overhang here. If you have it like that, obviously the crown can't go down, so you're gonna have to have a smooth from the margin up to the contact. Nice shape here. Nice shape here. You kind of want to fill it out too, not too, you know, you don't want it like that either. But you kind of want to just fill it out, make it smooth. So I always look down here, make sure it blends in well. I might add on some here. Smooth this out. Down here, check the shape. It looks good. And down here, looks better. Yeah, it's pretty good. Reduce here a little bit. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna pull this back in. It's pretty good. Yeah. You can check the bite. A second. Like I said, yeah, check the bite. Yeah, so you go to adapt on the side here. This is where you can change the bite. So Scott likes it really open, 0.7, 0.8, sometimes 1 mil open. He likes it. Just doesn't like interference or something. I think he's very conservative. He doesn't want the zirconia to break and crack and all that kind of stuff. Just click on there, it'll do the bite to you. If you set it to 1 mil, it just drops everything in contact down to 1 mil. It's really quick and easy. The next one is in the proximal areas. So you can see here it's into the adjacent tooth. And it'll go in. And here, obviously that's really heavy. And there you can see. The program will. I'll just show you something. Hold on. Just make it kind of big. You can see it's really heavy. So if I make the crown like this, you know, just like that, mill like that, it's not going to go down on the model and in the mouth. So the program, you can have it like, it'll change the contacts. You can set how tight you want the contacts as well. or if you want open, or if you want a little bit of pressure or not. So I'll put on 0, which is like pretty much all there. From there, I'll just manually adjust it. So it's kind of light. It's pretty good. And this side too. Yeah, remember, like, we still have to add glaze. So with your case, Steve's case, Julian's, I'll add glaze all over it. Adds about 0.1 mil everywhere, the stain as well. And then on the contacts, I'll polish off the glaze. So it should be, in theory, back to how it is here. And here, how I set it. If the mill is correct, the design's correct, everything's correct, then it should be right. Scott likes his really tight, so I'll just do it like this, add the 0.1, and then he'll just force it down. He likes his contact really tight, so it just depends on what you want really. So that's pretty good contact there. That's pretty good contact there too. Okay. From now I will cut in some fishes as well. Oh yeah, so this also has a minimal thickness. So that red out. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that red outline is a minimum thickness. I'll set it to 0.5 mil. That's the prep there. And the minimum thickness is there, 0.5 mil everywhere. So the crown design, you can see he cuts off a lot in the mesial and distal. All you guys do really good preps and give me heaps of space. That's fine. And I'll show you what happens when I go through the minimum thickness with the fishes or anywhere else. So I'll just redefine these a little bit. You see the red coming through there? That's gone through minimum thickness, which is fine because the program will compensate and thicken it back up after I do this. Over down here. So I just like to go and just redefine the fishes, the primary ones anyway. And I'll smooth this out as well. And just knock this off, blend it in a little bit. There you go. Blend it in there. Here too. I'll blend it in. It's pretty good. Come down here maybe. I'll blend it in here. Check the button again, bites way open. That's how it is, that's how it wants. I might bring this up a little bit. I'm gonna do it manually. Close this down. Discuss. Oh, you can see it's coming into the bite there, which is fine. So what I'll do is I go back here and I'll just cut it down. Boom. It just takes it away to what you set, and then I'll smooth it out and adjust. Something like that. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Smooth this out. Yeah, looks looking pretty good there. And then the lingual one, pretty happy with that. Yeah. Change that here a little bit. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. nothing sticking out really, like looking down this way, looking down there, it's not like, you know, cusp hanging really high. It's alright, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty happy with that design. Just double check the contacts. Double check contacts there. So after this, I will take away the jaw scan and I'll smooth out this area here, just to make sure that the crown will go down and not get hung up. See this undercut kind of here. So I'm going to just take away this area here. So the crown will go down. I'll make sure it goes down. And here too, it's got an undercut here, see that in there? Slight, yeah. So I'm going to smooth this out here. Double check. Juice it here a little bit. And then it's fine here. Take this away here.
Mommy.
Hey Ashi.
Daddy.
Yeah, I'm working Ashi. Okay.
Why is this more boring?
Yeah, well, I'm working. Okay.
But playing's so boring.
You can play with your Lego. Play with your Lego or your
But
Hot Wheels.
play
Man.
with it.
Huh?
I have to play with this game.
Yeah, play with that Ashi.
And playing's more boring.
Playing's boring.
Playing's more boring.
What do you want to do then? Yeah, it looks funny there, but I think it's the best option. There, yeah. Let me just. And you gotta know the limits of the mill machine too, because the mill machine can't really mill out these undercuts in here. So have to be careful with that as well. It's gonna be a bit tough moving that out. It's a bit odd this tooth, so I'll get some shape here. I want to thin this out here, just get a bit of shape going on. Curvature here too. There you go. Yeah, some. There you go. So you got that shape there. Bit bulge here, goes narrow there. Same here, around about. Yeah. I mean, there's small details no one ever notices and no one ever cares about really, but it's what I see anyway.
I see some. Wait,
Alright, double check
over
this
there.
one.
Wait,
Contacts.
I see
Ooh, you see something? What do you see, Ashi?
the blue stuff
The blue stuff. What blue stuff?
over there.
What do you want? Where on the screen?
Yeah.
What blue stuff?
Do you see that blue thing?
What blue thing?
Hey, go back.
What here?
You see? Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah.
It's grey. It's grey. All right.
Blue.
So that's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty good, I think. And then from here, normally because Scott wants a short video of the design, and 99% of the time is that, yep, it's pretty happy, just go ahead. Let's close this. Let's see this. We can close this off a little bit. Oh god, it's an ugly shape that, but I guess Scott can close it, chop it off if he wants to. Just don't want to close the food trap, that's all. Close it off. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. I'll see what Scott says about this. Stop this video here and I'll continue.